Every yard, every hit, every second. It's earned out here. This game demands more than just skill. It demands fuel. The right fuel. Because out here, it's not just about how hard you work. It's about how long you keep going. When the game gets real, drink bottle still.
Welcome into the York Lions season preview for the 2025 season, and Coach Dexter Janke is joining us once again. Coach, a little bit more calmness in your training camp now that you've kind of done it, you know what to expect, or is it still just flying around pieces everywhere?
Yeah, I would say there was definitely a lot more structure in place. We had the opportunity to formulate a plan based upon our experience last year. I think a big part of it too, though, is that we've had a core group of around 35 to 40 that have experienced a full year programming with us and understand what our expectations are. But then also for our coaching staff to be together for a full year now with a few additions. So it's been a positive experience for us.
Now, we'll start off. I know Connor wants to ask you about the motto for the team this year, but I noticed in one of the videos that you guys had posted, the stripes are back off the helmet. Is that going to be a yearly thing now where you have to kind of earn your stripes, or are you guys just waiting to put the chrome on until it's game day?
Well, what we were doing this year, and a big part of the messaging was we're going to start with a stripe after completing training camp, which we had done. So there are stripes on the helmets, but we won't put the lion on until we win a game together. And a big part of it was the amount of turnover that we have had with the program this year. We wanted to do our best to pay homage to the individuals that did sign up to the challenge of being a York Lion, and also helped us and this program take a step forward last year in earning our stripes and our logo. So this year we're going to start with the stripe. First win, we'll get the logo, and then in the upcoming years we'll think about that after this year.
Awesome. Awesome. Wade alluded to it, but this is something that I found really interesting is the motto this year, the rise of the pride. And it's kind of twofold from what I was reading and what I've been hearing. So just talk about that and talk about how your team's been embracing that so far.
For sure. And definitely a big part of it was building off of the foundation of last year, and a major focus wanting to be providing our alumni group and our university and our community something to be proud of, and something that they're proud to be a part of. So now we feel that we've done a great job of introducing what we're trying to do, and we feel that we have a great group of individuals on our roster now and our staff to be able to take the next step forward. So definitely the double meaning with it, the pride being Lions as well, but without getting too long-winded, that's the approach.
You mentioned having some pretty high impact players, and of course the big story, especially with who you're playing in week one, is the addition of Keegan Hall, who's an OUA All-Star and a veteran player. Talk to how Keegan's kind of settled in with you guys, and what kind of a leadership role he's taken with the offense.
Yes, Keegan's been amazing. A lot of people talk about the OUA All-Star piece and his ability on the field, but I think a piece that does definitely gets overlooked is he's basically a coach on the field, in the locker room, in the meeting room. He handles himself like a pro, communicates like a pro, but he's also one of the most coachable people I've ever been around. We'll have our meetings and get to conversations about just some of the behaviors, communications, and things about to improve and understand the impact that he has on any room he goes into. And by the time I get 3 or 4 words in, he already knows what I'm referring to. He's already reflected upon it himself. So it's been really refreshing. It's been a great experience for myself, even as a coach, to be able to work with somebody that approaches it as purely as he does. And I think that's a part of his game that definitely gets overlooked.
Now
And
we'll talk about some of the other playmakers if I could cut Connor off for a second. You guys had quite a few guys that were new to the program last year that kind of made their names for themselves. One of them that I found to be interesting throughout the year was a guy like Avery Ford. How does he take that next step and being one of those 30 plus guys that have gone through the whole year and now know what to expect?
I think Avery would just needs to focus on being consistent as he already has. He actually came into the program through the walk-on tryout route, as I had arrived with the program, and he has been nothing but consistent in how he approaches the day-to-day practices, studying the playbook, the weight room. He's gained weight. He's faster. He's stronger. He understands the system. He just needs to continue to do what he's doing. To be honest, he was named our offensive MVP for a reason last year. So I definitely expect him to have a big year for us.
And one of the cyclical nature, I guess I should say, of university football is turnover, right? And a guy like Alfred Ole, who has meant so much to your program, he's now moved on. But how, I guess one of the things that we talk about is, often it's not one guy that steps up and replaces somebody like an Alfred Ole, but who are the young guys that are kind of multiplying and stepping up in a variety of ways to kind of replace a guy like that?
For sure. So I would say, even starting with one veteran individual, Avante McCoy, being able to lean on him to be able to fill that role. If people were to watch the McMaster game, he was dynamic as could be back there, and definitely put our offense in positions to be able to score. Cairo Berry, having him return from injury, is an individual that we would anticipate being there. And then a younger individual in Malik Gagne Smith would be another one that was hurt last year, early in the year. But we do have a few other transfers that we'll wait until game day for everybody to see.
Now, I do want to talk to you about the transfer portion of your recruiting, because a lot has been made over the last couple of years, and with your CJFL experience of, going to that well to bring guys into the youth sports environment. And it looked like you went really big this year, getting a couple of NCAA guys as well. How has that dynamic of bringing older players that aren't fresh out of high school been able to kind of accelerate the build of this program?
I think you put it perfectly, Wade. It was exactly what we needed to do to be able to put the program in a position to be as competitive as possible, as soon as possible. There's a lot of focus on our transfer class or our CJFL class, but not a lot of talk around the high school class, which is just as good. And a few of the individuals to name, like David Nawadu, who came from Football North, had multiple opportunities south of the border. He's from just down the road. Kamani Bowen Thompson, the GTA Defensive Player of the Year from down the road. A few out of province individuals, and Reed Thompson being the provincial defensive MVP, Jack Roberts being his region's defensive MVP, Kalen Stapleton Gray, who is regarded as one of the best running backs in Toronto. So these are all 18-year-olds that are coming in and going to be able to be given the opportunity to grow because of the transfers, because of the CJFL guys that have come in that are physically ready to compete. But now being able to provide a buffer for them, so where they're not just thrown to the fire, but also like even an individual we talked about earlier in Keegan Hall, seeing how a veteran individual prepares. It's one thing for a coach to say it, but it's another thing to see your peer do it and execute it daily. So we feel good about our transfer class, our CJ class that is coming in, but we're really excited about our high school class and having the opportunity to work with them over the coming years.
And, just to stay on this note for a second, you mentioned getting a few big names there out of the GTA. How important is it for you to kind of stay at home and get those homegrown talents to York, to your program?
It's massive, as the GTA is one of the most densely populated areas for talent in Canada. Like schools are coming from all over the country to be able to come in and recruit here. And we're not going to be able to get everybody there. There isn't enough roster spots, right? But if we're able to secure the individuals that are willing to be part of the change, and it means something to them to be one of the individuals that has given their community a hope and a reason to stay home and see that there is opportunity here as well, then those are the people that are for us as well. Those are the people I want to work with. And to even put it in with the transfers, a lot of the individuals that went off to other programs and made the decision they want to come home, and they want to be part of what we're building here and be able to help their community as well. So sorry, one piece I'll add to that, why it's important though to have the local individuals is also because you have the access to them 12 months out of the year, right? Like you do have times where you have the captain run sessions, but being able to have a strength and conditioning program in place and you know what they're doing, being able to have regular check-ins face to face with them is an important part of a development process for these young men.
All right, I want to talk about, and this is gonna hurt my counterpart over there, Wade, a little bit. But before we look forward to the 2025 season, I want to talk about the 2024 season and the Red Blue Bowl. And obviously, I know that every season is a new season here, but winning that game last year, What did that do for your team, and how important was that one?
It was a massive game, not just for our student athletes, for our university, and also for our alumni network. It's a great game being able to play against U of T and everything that comes along with the history of that. But the first win per se was just validation that all the hard work they were putting in, the discipline aspect that we have implemented here on the field, off the field, they saw the reason for it and the payoff for it. And for a lot of the individuals that did win a game that day, it was the first game they had won as a York Lion. So it was a transformative experience, I would say, for a lot of people in our program. There's a lot of we've had the opportunity to renovate our space here a bit at Alumni Stadium, as we have our football offices here and the locker room, and a lot of it, the wraps that are up are paying homage to that victory and to the second victory and how we got there. Just so with the turnover that does happen with programs, we do have a story to tell still about where the program was and how we took steps forward together.
Now, you want to keep taking steps forward. That's no secret. Everyone wants to reach the mountaintop, but you guys start in week one with a opponent McMaster that I think many would say is going to be almost like desperate for a win in week one to start off a year fast. How do you guys kind of take advantage of that at home in week one and come out with an early win and maybe have a winning record to start your year?
For sure. Our focus isn't on who we're playing. It's definitely going to be on what do we need to do to ensure that we're playing good football and winning football. Definitely, McMaster is going to come out ready to play, right? And we're looking forward to having the opportunity to play against them after they ended our season last year. So both teams have their own narratives to be, I guess, motivated for the game. But our only focus is going to be on how do we execute as effectively as we can our game plans, and also how do we just continue to focus on the development of our program week by week.
And with that, I think Connor and I are both pretty happy. I know you're taking time out of your practice schedule to come and talk to us, but we do appreciate you for doing that, and thank you so much as we look forward to the second season of your coaching tenure with York. I know that I'm excited to see how much the team grows and what this Lions team looks like.
Appreciate the opportunity, guys. Thank you very much.